more of a stretch it is. But if you're really flexible and you can come all the way here, put the elbows on your inner thighs and just lean forward for that stretch. Give everything a little break, a little shake out, and we're going to do that one more time. So what some people like to do is they come in, do that little stretch, and instead of pushing here, they like to kind of bring their hands forward so they can kind of creep them forward a little bit, maybe give themselves a target so they know that they're stretching a little bit more. That's fine too, but I find that people tend to start curling their back, and then that takes away from the stretch a little bit. So I like to keep my back straight and lean forward with my hips. You can do it however you would like to, so whichever one's more comfortable, or you can change it up a little bit if you want to. So now you're going to take your stretch strap, towel, belt, or something like that, and then put it around your foot and lie all the way down for a hamstring stretch. You can bend this one up, keep the legs straight, and then pull it up. Try not to bend this knee, and if you want to pull your toes down a little bit, that'll help get the calves a little bit as well. So just getting that nice stretch in there. So just holding it. Make sure that this is nice and locked out, so then you're not bending that knee and not getting that stretch. I'll switch sides back and forth. You don't have to. You can just do them both on one side if you want to. And then again, coming back up. The reason I like to bend the other side is because it takes a little bit pressure off your back. Some people want to put it straight down. If you don't really have any back issues, that's okay. You can definitely do that. But I like it bent up just because I feel like it takes that pressure off of your back. You can get a little bit more stretch comfortably in there. And don't feel like you have to crank it all the way up. Again, you just want to feel that nice stretch through there. And then we're going to come back down, and then we're going to stretch each one again. So putting it, looping around your foot, keeping that knee bent up for comfort, coming up and keeping that leg nice and straight. So just holding it there. And again, if you're up here like this, you're not really getting those calf muscles with the stretch. But if you pull your toes down with that strap, you're going to feel a stretch in your calves as well. And then right behind the knee, because those hamstrings cross this way and those calf muscles cross this way, so they both cross that knee joint. So this is a really great stretch, and you can make it a combination stretch if you want to. And then we're going to switch over to the other side and do the hamstring on this side one more time. Just nice and relaxed. And then bringing it up. So the one after this, we're going to go into an IT band stretch, and the setup's really the same, except you're going to just do a little bit of a change of where your leg position is. So that one's going to be pretty easy just to transition right into doing. So just nice holding that stretch. As you're halfway through, if you feel like you can pull a little bit more, that's fine. Again, as long as it's not painful, that's really good. And they come down and rest. So again, it's the same kind of setup. You're going to have that, but this time I'll keep that knee down so it doesn't get in the way, and you'll see what I'm talking about. Bring the leg straight up, keep the knee straight, and now you're going to just pull it across your body. So if you checked out my Super Joe shirt and you like it, you can go to inkpixie.com. They have a whole bunch of cool things that they can personalize for you. They got shirts, sweatshirts, mugs, all that kind of stuff is really cool. So you can be super like me too. Don't be jealous. And so you should be feeling that stretch on the outside there. And then coming down. And then looping it on the other side. Bringing that leg down so it doesn't get in the way. Come up and then drop it over. So again, here's kind of where you feel that stretch. That IT band, it comes all the way up to the hip here, and it's your tensor fascia lata when it's up here, and then it turns into that IT band, and it goes all the way across the knee. So some people feel it a lot in their hip, some people feel it down at their knee, some people feel it all over, but the key is when you're stretching, don't bring your back up. So I'll show you a little bit when we go back to the other side. You really want to keep the top of your back nice and flat. So when we come up, and come over. You don't want to roll your whole body over because then you're taking away from the stretch a little bit. You want to try and keep that hip down, your back, lower back down, and just bring that leg up and across. Now, some people might not be able to come up this high. They might only be able to go here, but you can still feel that stretch here as well. If people are super flexible, they might have to come up even higher and go over. And again, that's fine. You just put whatever angle is comfortable for you. And then one more over here. And then bringing it up. And then coming over, nice stretch there. So again, if you're feeling it here, that's where you're supposed to feel it. If you're feeling it up on top, your leg's probably not in quite the right position. If you're feeling it in your hamstrings, you're probably just coming up a lot and not over enough. So really try and get it so you're feeling it right through here into that booty, just a little bit in that hip area. Getting that nice stretch. So now we're going to roll over onto our stomachs. And this time you want to take that loop and put it all the way around your ankle. Pull it up this way and we're going to stretch our quad muscle. So with the quads, I'm going to pull this around a little bit. So this is what it's going to look like. Make sure you get comfortable and that belt just sits over your shoulder. And then you're just going to pull until you get that heel almost towards your bottom. So just for the sake of, this is a little bit harder position to get into, I'm going to stretch one side twice in a row instead of alternating back and forth. But what you can see is your heel doesn't have to go all the way towards your booty. It might if you're super flexible, but you don't feel like you have to crank it up there. So again, just around your shoulder, pulling this way. Make sure you're comfortable. If you need to lie all the way down, that's fine. If you want to pull more, you can too. But this is, the stretch should be in your quad, and that front thigh is where you should feel it. If you have tight knee joints, you might feel it in your joint before you feel it in your quad, and that's okay. This is just going to help you get some more flexibility in your knee in general as well. But it's really to focus on that quad. So now I'm just going to switch over to the other leg and pull it around, all the way looping it around, and then make sure it's fairly high, and then just again pulling on that strap. So you don't have to crank on it, but if you're pretty flexible, you want to get that heel as close to your bottom as you can. But again, like I said, if you've got some arthritis or some knee problems, you might only be able to get to about right here before you feel it. You might feel it in that joint before you actually feel it in the quad muscle. 3, 2, 1. And then just kind of relax it back down. But again, if you are getting too much pressure on your elbows, you can just kind of relax down on the pillow like this while you're stretching. So make sure that you're keeping everything else nice and comfortable and that you're not really risking injuring anything else while you're trying to stretch something. So if you're not comfortable, you can't get in a comfortable position, check out some of my other videos. I have usually a whole video for just quad stretches or IT band stretches and things like that. So you can go check it out and then pick the one that works best for you, because everybody is a little different. All right. So now we're going to go into the lower legs to get our calf muscles a little bit here. So you can still take
do my shoulder and